everybody. I'm Bob Costas, and welcome to MLB Network Studio 42, named in honor of Jackie Robinson. Let's turn back the clock to October 8, 1956. The scene is Yankee Stadium. The World Series is tied 2 games apiece. The defending champion Brooklyn Dodgers against their perennial World Series rivals, the New York Yankees. It turns out to be one of the final games of Jackie Robinson's career. He's alongside Pee Wee Reese, Duke Snider, Roy Campanella, all the fabled Brooklyn boys of summer, against Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Billy Martin, and the rest of Casey Stengel's Bronx Bombers. Now, prior to tonight, all you've seen of this game are film clips of the last out and maybe a few other plays. But tonight, we show you the entire game, minus the first inning, that is, because for some reason nobody seems to know exactly where that went, but we do have it from the second inning on. It's a kinescope, which was essentially a film made of the live black and white telecast of the game. And throughout this presentation, we'll hear firsthand from Yogi Berra, the all-time great Yankee catcher who caught the game, and the pitcher, Don Larsen, who had his once-in-a-lifetime moment.
One ball, no strikes. No score, second inning. 21. Strike 2, 1-2. On deck is Sandy Amaros. He's out of there. Don Larsen has what they call in the trade a sneaky fastball. Up comes Sandy Amaros. It is not the fastest ball that is thrown around, such as a Herb score. But he'll play around with you and suddenly sneak it in, and it jumps on you. Strike 1. Amaros is 1 for 10 in the series. Foul back up here. Ben Scully played baseball at Fordham, but even so, he flinched just a little on that one. Forgot to bring his glove with him today. No balls, 2 strikes. Sandy is a strong little fella, and so is Don Larsen. Change up outside, ball 2, 2-2. As Tom Sturdivant remarked last evening when he walked Amaros in the 9th inning, he said he knew that he could pull his fastball thrown even outside into the right field seats. The high pop into medium right, Martin out, Bauer in, and Martin has it. Out. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And so at the middle of the second inning, the score is Brooklyn 0, New York 0.
So here they are, the battery for the Yankees that fateful day, October 8, 1956 at Yankee Stadium. Don Larsen and Yogi Berra, and just like that day in the Bronx, the grandstand is full here, although I notice fewer snap-brimmed hats and no swirl of cigar smoke like in the ballparks in the old days. It was old hat for the Yankees and Dodgers to meet in the World Series in those days. This was the 38th World Series game between the Dodgers and the Yankees in the preceding 10 years, and you'd been in all of them.
Well, I've been in all of them, yeah. And I'm glad I was.
Including Bill Bevan's near
No-hitter,
no-hitter
yeah,
in 1947.
1947.
Now, he walked 10 guys, so the furthest thing from a perfect game, but he was within one out,
One
right?
out. Cookie Lavagetta pinch hit and hit a double, and we got beat 3-2.
So here we are, Game 5. The Dodgers had won the first two games at Ebbets Field. Yankees come back, win games 3 and 4. You had started Game 2 and lasted an inning and a third, right?
Right. I was ahead 6-0 too. And I got a little wild in case you didn't like that. Well, I didn't like it either. I was a little upset. You know, I didn't think I was going to ever pitch again.
So you walked 4 guys. He gave you the hook. Yankees wind up losing the game.
Yeah, 13-8 we lost that game.
You had pitched really well prior to that. You were 4-0 in September. Your ERA was under 1. I mean, you were on fire until that start.
Yes. Well, I started that no windup, you know, and tried to confuse the guys a little more. I had good luck with it. And that was my worst outing since I started that no windup, this Game 2 of the World Series.
I think he was a little nervous that day, first start in the World Series.
And you weren't sure. You weren't sure that you'd get another World Series start.
No, after that game, I thought, well, I knew I'd be in the bullpen, but I didn't think I'd start again because we still had Turley, Johnny Cox, you know, to do the job.
And Whitey Ford as well.
Right, again.
So how did you learn that you were the Game 5 starter?
I came to the ballpark pretty early. You know, happy-go-lucky. I always like to come early anyway. And Frank Rossetti had put the ball in my shoe, and that meant I was going to start. I didn't know. They didn't tell me anything. I remember Hank Bauer and Moose Gowron being there and watching me look at that thing, and I probably took a big swallow and probably said to myself, don't screw this one up.
Now, the story goes that you were out the night before, enjoying yourself, man about town. True?
Arthur Richmond and I went out. We had a couple drinks and a little pizza, and I probably got to bed early as I ever did.
Which is what time?
Probably about midnight.
Mm-hmm. And game time's what, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, so plenty of time to get 8 hours, right?
I felt comfortable. There was nothing to do.
Now, you guys had lost the World Series the year before.
Yeah.
Dodgers finally beat you. You had beaten them in 47 and 49 and 52 and 53. They finally beat you in 55.
Right.
And now here you are, and it's tight again. And your opponent in Game 5, Sal Maglie, had pitched a no-hitter himself the last week of the regular season against the Phillies.
Right.
And he was very sharp at that point. Both of you, with the exception of your Game 2 start, had pitched very well, and he'd already won a game in the World Series.
Yeah, Sal did a fantastic job against it. He would have won 9 out of 10 of the games like he pitched that day, anytime.
So here we are. It's Yankee Stadium. It's an October day. All World Series games are day games then. And when we roll the kinescope, we're going to see that the shadows are a factor in the game. The shadows creeping between home plate and the pitcher's mound.
They always came in that way, in effect. And it was a little tough, too, for both pitchers and the batter, you know, to pick up the ball. I don't know if it would have been a pitcher's advantage or not. Yogi, what do you think?
We would wish there'd be a cloudy day when we played in the World Series, because you could see the ball on a cloudy day better than you could when the sun's out there. Once that ball shadow got over home plate, it was pretty tough. But it was more hard to see on a breaking ball than it was a fastball.
When you walked to the mound that day, how nervous were you?
In what inning?
Well, I'm talking about, we'll get to the ninth. I'm talking about the start of the game.
No, I was just happy that we had another chance, you know, face the Dodgers. It was always a thrill for me because, you know, I didn't have great luck with the clubs I was with before. It was just a thrill to be in the World Series. You know, we probably got too much attention, but I didn't mind that a bit.
And it had been, in contrast to Yogi, spends his whole career with the Yankees, he's in the World Series all the time. 2 years before that, you go like 3-21.
That was with Baltimore.
The Orioles, they had just moved from St. Louis to Baltimore.
St. Louis moved the whole franchise to Baltimore in the winter.
But they were just as lousy.
Yeah, we weren't very good.
So in 1954, you're 3-21 for the new Baltimore Orioles.
Right.
It's a godsend to get traded to the Yankees.
Oh, I was thrilled to death. I lost all kinds of games. You couldn't imagine the way I lost some of the games. And, you know, and I beat the Yankees twice out of the 3 wins that year in 54.
So you're 1-21 against the rest of the world.
Right.
It's because of those 2 wins that they wanted you. That's why they traded for you.
Maybe, I guess.
Why watch TV on Saturday night? MLB Network brings you 30 amazing reasons.
Hitting up, ball game! It's the catch! Oh, baby!
Saturday Night Baseball on MLB Network. The best reason to stay home on the weekends. This week, a heat wave hits Boston as Jason Bay of the Red Sox and Carlos Beltran of the Mets look to capitalize on their sizzling starts. Saturday Night Baseball, Saturday live at 7 Eastern on MLB Network.
Last half of the second inning. Yogi Berra leading off for New York. Enos Slaughter on deck and Billy Martin to follow. Sal Magley on the mound. Strike one. Berra's had 5 for 15. Magley has a very good curveball, and he'll throw a slider in there too every once in a while to mix in with his fastball. The looping pop fly down the left field line. Reese and Ambrose digging. Pee-wee makes a fine catch. Enos Slaughter getting a hand from the crowd, who appreciates fine playing of a fellow at 40. Strike one. Just as they appreciate the fine performance of Sal Magley at 39. Outside, 1-1. Enos has had 7 for 15. Sal Magley, winner of the opener. Gets over the outside part of that plate, 1-2. 0-0, last half of the second. It's a fly ball to left field. Amorosa moving over. 2 away. Now coming to bat is Billy Martin. Martin's had 4 for 15 in the series. Strike one. Foul back up here. No balls, 2 strikes. Nothing. Last half of the second inning. 2 outs. McDougal pointed to the ball that was fouled off a moment ago. It rolled back onto the field, and time was temporarily called. Bat boy retrieved it. Strike 3. No hits, no errors, no one left on. And so at the end of the second inning, the score is Brooklyn 0, New York 0. Game 5, each team has won 2 games. The Dodgers the first 2, the Yankees the next 2. This for the benefit of those who may not have had the opportunity to follow it closely. The bottom third of the Dodger order coming up in the third. You just saw the picture of Carl Furillo leading off, Roy Campanella on deck, and Sal Magley to follow. At Ebbets Field, Brooklyn won the first game 6-3. Magley beating Ford, and the second game 13-8. Don Besant in relief of Newcomb, the winner, Morgan the loser, and the Yankees have won the last two here at the stadium 5-3. Ford beating Craig and Sturdivant beating Erskine. Don Larsen pitching to Carl Furillo. Strike one. Fly ball out into right. One away. Furillo had had 5 for 15 prior to that. Roy Campanella coming to bat. He's had 4 for 12. May I inject a thought here? You remember Slaughter's delay on a fly ball hit in the 9th inning. This time of the year, the shadows are different than they are during the regular season. Ball one. And it becomes difficult for the outfielders to pick the ball up as it rises through the triple deck. It's in there, 1-1. Strike two, 1-2. Four strikeouts for Larsen. And Sal Magley is coming out of the dugout. To grab it. Sides retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And so at the middle of the third inning, the score is Brooklyn 0, New York 0.
Why is it raining?
Last half the third inning at Yankee Stadium. The bottom third of the order coming up. McDougald, Carey, and Larsen. We're showing you this shot because you see the framework. This is at the bleacher wall. Normally, there is a canvas curtain there put up so that the hitters will have a good background. But because the bleachers have been sold out, they dropped that canvas so that the people sitting behind that frame, of course, can see the game, and it makes it more difficult for the hitters to see the pitchers because they don't have the good background. Foul ball, strike one. Frank Crissetti retrieving it. It was just a thought that Benny and I had. We discussed it because a lot of the hitters talk about it. Had the day been warmer, it might have been even more difficult because people would have been sitting out there in white shirts and the ball would be lost in the white shirts. Sal Magley pitching to Gil McDougald. Last of the third, no score. It's in there. Strike two call. Breaking stuff. McDougald's had 2 for 11. Robinson to Hodges, one away. Third to first, and up comes Andy Carey. 2 for 9. Inside, ball one. It's a high pop foul. Campanella under it. 2 down. Campy is tremendous on those foul pops. Don Larsen has not yet emerged from the dugout. Here he comes. Don has come to bat one time in the series, has had one hit. Better than average hitting pitcher. Ball one. Foul ball. It's a high pop right around the plate again. And the side's retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And each pitcher has gone through the first 9 men in order. And so at the end of the 3rd inning, the score is Brooklyn nothing, New York nothing. I got one of the greatest guys that ever wore a uniform sitting here, Carl Hubbell, old square pants, who pitched for the New York Giants, won 4 games in World Series play, lost 2, now in charge of the Giants farm system. Carl, it must have been a great thrill to have been admitted to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, it certainly was, Mel. I think that's one thing that most any ball player that's been in the big leagues for any length of time, they hope for, and then whenever it happens, well, it really is a wonderful feeling to a person.
How about your old sidekick here, Sal Magley, performing out here?
Well,
great, hasn't
he certainly has. That's another thing. It's one of the nice things about the an older ball player, you know, that he can come back right on the end and have a great season.
Speaking about Carl Hubbell winning 4 and losing 2 in World Series play, this fact and others can be found in the Vest Pocket Encyclopedia of Baseball. Jim Gilliam grounding on the first pitch to Martin, 1 away. First to the 4th. Jim Gilliam, who looked at a 3rd strike in the 1st inning, hits the first pitch to Martin. Thanks to King Carl for dropping up and saying hello. Huey Reese, who looked at a 3rd strike in the 1st inning, is up. An accidental swing. 2 away. Martin to Collins. Pee-wee apparently was trying to check his swing. Here is the Duke, flying to right field in the 1st inning. Outside, ball one. Don Larsen pitching to Duke Snyder. Ball two. There's a drive, and it is going foul. Ed Runge down the right field line. Waited to the last second, of course. That ball was mighty close. And as our camera followed the flight of the ball for you, we put our eyes on the foul line umpire. And believe me, he didn't signal in a hurry. He had to wait. That's how close it was. Strike two, fastball. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs, no score, 4th inning. Foul ball out of play in the upper deck. Strike three call. Side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And so at the middle of the 4th inning, the score is Brooklyn nothing, Yankees nothing.
Why watch TV on Saturday night? MLB Network.
Last half of the 4th inning at Yankee Stadium, Game 5. Each team's won 2 games. Game 6 will be played tomorrow at Ebbets Field. Our air time, 12:45 Eastern Daylight Saving Time. It'll be the top of the Yankees order: Hank Bauer, Joe Collins, and Mickey Mantle. Bauer flied to left field in the 1st inning. A high foul coming back out of play. Strike one. Ball one, 1-1. Looked as if Hank had an idea of trying to drop one down. Sal Magley pitching for Brooklyn. Strike two. Magley calls himself a curveball pitcher. He has a fastball that he uses now and then, either to sneak by a hitter for the strike when he figures the hitter's not looking for it, frequently as a waste pitch to set up the curve. One away, Bauer grounding out, Robinson to Hodges. Up comes Joe Collins. who dropped a bunt down the third base line in the first inning, and Jackie Robinson threw him out. Jackie, by the way, plays in closer for Hank Bauer, who just batted, than any third baseman we've seen all season. Strike one, got the outside part of the plate. 0-0, last of the fourth. Low inside, ball one, 1-1. Strike two, 1-2. A mild objection, apparently, by Joe Collins, or some thought on his part. A looping pop foul. Jackie can't get it. Out of play. Ben and I wanted to take just a moment. We'd like to have more time to express our deep sympathy over the passing of one of the great baseball writers of the nation, Rudd Rennie of the Herald Tribune, who passed away a couple of days ago and went to his final resting place today. He had been following the Yankees for many a year and had been writing since 1925. It was just a year ago, remember, Benny, that Stan Baumgartner, a former Major League player and a writer in Philadelphia, passed away during the series. Strike three call. Man, we're looking at some pitching. Here's Mickey Mantle, flying to left in the first inning. No score, last of the fourth. Gets it over there for a strike. Again, the Dodgers employing the shift. Robinson, the only man between third and second. And then you find Reese, Gilliam, and Hodges between second and first. Ball one. The Dodgers feel if Mantle wanted to take advantage of the shift and try to bunt down the third base line or go to left field, that's perfectly all right with them. Strike two call, 1-2. You may have noted that many players on both sides today have been taking a lot of pitches for strikes. A high foul out of play back of third. Battery of cameramen, including our own TV men in that area. No score, last of the fourth. 2 outs. Low, ball two, 2-2. Sal Magley wasting a low fastball on Mantle. This fellow really operates. He sets a hitter up. Another high foul down the left field line, going out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Last of the fourth, no score. run of the series. His 8th in World Series play. 2 behind Snyder and Gehrig, and 7 behind Babe Ruth. These facts and many others you'll find in the Encyclopedia of Baseball. Strike one. One ball, one strike. It's odd that the first base runner on either side was a home run belted by Mickey Mantle. 1-0 New York. Each pitcher had retired every man he had faced until just now. It's a drive to the left center. The Duke on the run. He dives. He got it. How about that? Well, you just saw 2 of the greatest center fielders in baseball, one belting it for a homer, and the other making one of the most sensational catches you'd ever want to see. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 4 innings, the Yankees won, the Dodgers nothing. Your complete totals out to the right of your screen.
Mantle was a tremendous World Series player. Hit 18 World Series homers, hit 3 in that World Series.
Well, Mickey was a pretty good hitter. You make a mistake on him, it's gone. You know, I used to tease him, you know, he hit them 500-foot home runs. I said, what's the difference if you hit it 300 feet or 500? It counts for 1.
But his were more impressive.
I know it. They were 4. That's it.
So now you got a 1-0 lead. And at this point, you probably have a sense. You don't know what's going to unfold. Nobody could have anticipated that. But you got a sense that this is going to be a close game. This isn't going to be an 8-6 game.
Well, the way we were both working, you know, the game was going pretty fast, and nobody had a time to really relax or think much about it. You know, the game went on pretty good. And I was happy with that fact, because sometimes you can get out of a groove if you have a long inning or something like that. I think it's important the way we both worked that day to make it go quickly.
And by this time, you've worked 4 innings, you've set down 12 in a row. Are you feeling a groove now?
Not really.
Not yet.
Nope. No, I was just trying to do my best job I could, you know, from then on.
Campanella behind the plate, it looked like there were some times when Magley was either shaking him off or maybe calling some of his own pitches. But Don never shook you off, right?
No, he didn't shake me off once, no.
97 pitches, all the ones you called.
Oh, right.
We didn't want to screw a good thing up.
Could you sense early on that he had especially good stuff?
He had good stuff. Anything you called, he got it over and put him in the right spots. That's what did it. He had a good breaking ball that day. A good he kids himself. He had a good fastball. He threw it pretty darn hard that day. And everything came to place, that's all. We fake sometimes, like we had to sound like, I shake my head, you know, don't throw it, but I keep the same finger down. It'll make the hitters think a little bit.
How did this no wind-up thing help you? Did it help your control?
Well, I think it helped me concentrate more on the plate, you know, and the catcher. I didn't need to take the big old wind-up. I could still throw as hard without it. But I thought it made me concentrate more on Yogi or whoever was catching me. I started it in Boston about 4 or 5 games before this. I threw the pitch, Yogi wasn't even set. I just threw it. And he wasn't, you know, down ready to catch it. Nobody was. I came out to the park that day. I was having a little trouble. I asked Jim Turner if I could try something new. With his gentleman's laugh, he said, I don't care what you do as long as you win. So I tried it, and it worked good for me.
Couple of close calls early. 2 more will come later. The great catch that Mickey makes, we'll see that off Gil Hodges, and a near home run by Sandy Ambrose. But to this point of the game, Robinson had hit a shot that ricocheted off Carey at third to McDougal, picked it up, nipped him at first, and Snyder hit a near home run foul that we saw a minute ago. So those were close calls.
Yes, they were very close. I thought that play that Andy Carey made and Gill together was outstanding. You know, that was just the fourth out of the ball game. And, you know, boom, boom at first. You know, Jackie years ago might have beaten it out, but not that day.
You know, you look at this game, in addition to the fact that it happens to be a perfect game, what gives it its context and meaning really is it's Yankee Stadium, it's the Dodgers and the Yankees in that era. These are the Hall of Famers that were in this game. Campanella, Berra, Robinson, Mantle, Snyder, Pee Wee Reese, Enos Slaughter. Not in the game, but in the series, Whitey Ford. Two young pitchers on the Dodger roster, future Hall of Famers Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax. Both managers, Walter Alston and Casey Stengel, go to the Hall of Fame. Three guys who broadcast the game go to the broadcaster's wing. The two on this kinescope, Mel Allen and Vin Scully, and the radio guy, Bob Wolf. That's 15 Hall of Famers directly involved in this game.
That was a great feeling, you know, to know that. I think about that every now and then. Good feeling.
All those Hall of Famers, but none of them had as good a day as you did. No one ever had as good a day.
I think we all had a pretty good day. I had a better one, but everybody had a good one.
All right, we've gone through four. We've gone through four. The Yankees lead it 1-0 on the Mantle home run. Don Larsen working on perfection. Interesting doings in the fifth. And we'll get to it when we return in just a moment on the MLB Network.
13.
Moving into the fifth inning, New York 1, Brooklyn nothing. Duke Snyder got an ovation as he trotted into the Dodger dugout for that spectacular play, robbing Yogi Berra of at least a double. And, of course, had the ball bounded by him, it could have been an inside-the-park homer. A chance taken by the Duke because the other two outfielders had not time to get in behind him. That ball was so hard and hit. He got an ovation for that. In the meantime, Mantle was running out to his position in center and got an ovation from the stands for his homer. First half of the fifth inning, Jackie Robinson, Gil Hodges, and Sandy Amorose are the first three men up for Brooklyn. Jackie, robbed of a base hit in the second inning on a liner, deflected off the glove of Carey to McDougal, who threw him out. Don Larsen pitching. Ball one. It's a high foul coming back out of play. All the umpires have done a great job in this series, and Dusty Bodges of the National League brushed out into center to be right on top of the play that Snyder made, to be in position to make certain that he caught it and didn't trap it. Strike two and a beautiful change-up curve. Pulled the string on him. High foul down the left field line and out of play. One ball, two strikes. Fly ball hit out into right. Bauer makes the catch. One down, and here's Gil Hodges, struck out in the second inning. Yanks 1, Dodgers nothing, fifth inning. Strike one. Don Larsen using a variety of speeds on his curveball and whipping his fastball in there, mixing it up nicely. He's sneaky fast. Fastball, strike two, 0-2. Yanks 1, Dodgers nothing, 5th inning. Low outside, 1-2. Low inside, ball 2, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. There's a drive to left center. Man will dig it hard. Still going, still going. Great catch! How about that? Today you are watching World Series play. Duke Snider in the last half of the 4th, coming up with a spectacular catch. And Mickey Mantle coming up with another one. Sandy Amaros, the batter. Popped out in the 2nd inning to Billy Martin. Ball 1. Mickey doesn't get as good a jump on a ball as some outfielders, but he has such sheer speed that he sometimes even overruns him. There's a strike. He caught up with that one. One nothing New York, 5th inning. There's a drive to deep right field. It is a foul ball. 2 umpires called it. Ed Runge and then Hank Soar to let the fans know at once it was mighty close. Sandy Amaros came within, well, let's say a foot of tying the score. Maybe inches. Low. 2-2. Martin to Collins, and the side's retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Yankees leading Brooklyn 1-0. Mantle getting a hand as he comes in for his tremendous catch off Hodges, duplicating in a measure the spectacular catch made by Duke Snider. And so at the middle of the fifth inning, the score is New York 1, Brooklyn nothing.
Excuse me, A1 on a burger?
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Could I borrow that?
Sure.
Thank you.
This is liberation through acceleration. This is the Lexus IS line. Special lease offers now available on the 2009 IS250.
Want a 4-star hotel at a 2-star price? Go to Hotwire.com. When 4-star hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire to fill them. So you get the lowest prices on 4-star hotels, guaranteed.
HOTWIRE, Hotwire.com.
What a play! Terrific diving catch, and he got him!
MLB Network is on the go to a new town every week, here on your new home for Thursday Night Baseball, driven by Chevy. Every week, see all the power, all the pitching, and all the plays. Catch all the action in full HD. Thursday nights at 7 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
I'm Bob Costas. Join us for Thursday Night Baseball.
The NL West leading Dodgers storm Chicago in a rematch of last year's National League Division Series. Dodgers it comes. Catch all the action in full HD. Thursday night at 8 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
MLB Network, your home for Thursday Night Baseball.
Last half of the fifth inning, Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees leading the Dodgers 1-0. The team's even in games at 2-2. And this has been a game that has been just spectacular. And hearts have been jumping up into throats and mouths all the way. And here's Ben Scully to carry on the rest of the way.
Thank you, Mel. Hi, everybody. Ball one to Enos Slaughter, who flied to left field in the second inning. Slaughter is 7 for 16. He'll be followed by Billy Martin and Gil McDougall. Ball two. Two and oh. In there, 2-1. Ball three. This is the first time, as we're in the fifth inning, that Magley has gone to a 3-ball count on a hitter. 3-1. Ball four. Billy Martin struck out in the second inning. Billy is 4 for 16. Yankees 1, Dodgers nothing. Nobody out. Last of the fifth inning. Ball one. See Martin move up on that pitch, perhaps trying to take a shot to right. In there, 1-1. Magley has given up a run on a hit, the home run by Mantle, struck out 2 and walked 1. Don Larsen has struck out 5 men, 4 of the 5 looking. One and one. There's the bunt. Magley fields it. His play is to Reese. In time as Pee Wee does a toe dance to stay on the bag. That ball appeared to be heading towards center field. Force play 1-6. Gil McDougald bounced out third to first in the third inning. 0 for 1. Gil during the series has 2 hits for 12 at-bats. Strike 1. Billy Martin at first, held on by Hodges. 1 out on the 5th, 1-0 Yankees. One ball, 1 strike. Fouled away. 1-2. Throw to first. Not in time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gil McDougald. Two and two. Martin goes. Pitch is fouled at the plate. Martin back to first. Two and two. Line and up in the air. He grabs it, goes to Hodges. They double up Martin. Pee Wee Reese playing catch with himself. That ball jumped out of Pee Wee's glove as if there was a spring in it. Then he caught it and fired to Hodges. Double play, 6-3. For the Yankees in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. The score at the end of 5, the Yankees 1, the Dodgers nothing.
All right, so Sandy Amorose grounds out. It ends the inning. Through 5, you're still perfect, but in that top half of the 5th, two balls really hit hard. The Hodges drive into left center that Mantle makes the great running backhand catch on, and Amoros comes very close to wrapping one inside the foul pole. It's just on the wrong side, or the right side for you.
Gil nailed that ball pretty good, but you know, I never thought Mickey was the greatest outfielder, but he could run like a deer, and I knew he was going to catch that ball. I didn't have any choice about the Amoros' ball because that wasn't foul, thank God. Ed Runge, who's the outfield umpire, lives in San Diego where I did, and we got together several times, and he told me that ball was about 2 feet foul. And then I took another hard swallow when he told me that.
Now, there's no replay, obviously, of any of these plays. It doesn't exist in any of sports television to this point. So you see it the one time. But what younger viewers especially have to appreciate is the size of the old Yankee Stadium. And Mantle is playing, it looked like, straight away, certainly not pulled over toward left center. He goes all the way on the left field side of the 457 sign in Death Valley. That is a long, long run.
That ball would have been a home run in any other park today, period.
He got a tremendous jump on it, and then he just outran it, right?
Mickey outran a lot of balls.
Now, if Mickey doesn't catch that one, it's probably a triple.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing that people lose track of is they're thinking perfect game as they watch this now. The score of this game is 1-0. He'd be on third base with one out. You're thinking about the game, not the perfect game.
Right.
You know, he could lose the ball in the crowd, too, on that kind of ball. I hit that like that, too.
So every no-hitter or perfect game, just about, has a few near misses. Those were two back-to-back right there in the fifth. That's probably your roughest patch of the game.
I think it was.
All right, so 5 in the books. It's a 1-0 game on the Mantle home run, and the Dodgers still have nothing to show for the afternoon against Don Larsen. More to come on the classic kinescope of Game 5 of the 1956 World Series when we come back on the MLB Network.
The Yankees leading 1-0 on Mickey Mantle's home run. The Dodgers sending up Carl Furillo, Roy Campanella, and Sal Maglie. Furillo flied to right in the third inning. He is 5 for 16. Fouled away. High pop fly. Billy Martin slanting out, calling for it, makes his play. Don Larsen is spinning quite a web today. He's retired 16 men in a row. Roy Campanella struck out looking in the third inning. 0 for 1 and 4 for 13. High pop fly. McDougal going out along with Martin. Martin is calling. 2 out. The hardest hit ball for Brooklyn thus far in 5 2/3 innings was the line drive by Hodges into left center that was backhanded by Mickey Mantle. And now here's Sal Maglie. Maglie flied to center in the third inning. Oh, 2. 1-2. Fouled away. Fouled away, and the count remains 1-2. Two balls, two strikes. 2 out, bases empty in the 6th inning. The Yankees won, the Dodgers nothing. Mickey Mantle's home run with 2 out in the 4th inning has been the difference. Down he goes. Mr. Don Larsen has been brilliant. He has struck out 6 men. He has retired 18 men in a row. For the Dodgers in the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And so at the middle of the 6th inning, the score, the Yankees won, the Dodgers nothing. Last of the 6th inning, 1-0 Yankees, Andy Carey, Don Larsen, and Hank Bauer. A line base hit to center. That for Andy Carey is his 3rd hit in 11 at-bats. It is hit number 2 against Sal Magley. And an ovation building up for Don Larsen, who has been brilliant. Larsen, as a batter, fouled out in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. The Dodgers are looking for the bunt. Robinson in on the grass. Hodges ready to charge from first. High fly ball down the line, hooking foul, back into the crowd. There's the bunt, and it goes foul. 0-2. Andy Carey has to go back to first. He raised quite a storm sliding into second. The bunt is made. It's a good one. Campanella's play is to Gilliam covering. So Larsen bunting with 2 strikes on him, sacrifices Carey to second. Hank Bauer has popped out to Reese and bounced out third to first. He has 5 hits in 20 at-bats. Yankees 1, Dodgers nothing, last of the 6th. 1 out. The Dodger bullpen is very busy in left center. Strike 1. You cannot see the pitchers warming up in the bullpens here. They're hidden from our view. But as a guess, and at this stage in the ball game, you'd figure Besant and Labine. All Amorose could do was to try and make the outfielders play, charge the ball, and hope desperately that you'd be able to pick it up and then get a throw. He couldn't do it. There is no error charged. Yankees 2, Dodgers nothing. Here's Joe Collins. Bounced out third to first and was caught looking in the fourth inning. Magley, who struck out 10 men in the series opener, has struck out 2 today. Ball 1. Lined into right center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Snyder cuts it off, and going to third is Hank Bauer. Joe Collins gets a base hit, and Bauer spins to third. So the Yankees have put together 3 solid base hits here in the 6th inning. They lead 2-0. 1 out, and Walter Alston heading for the mound. Magley will stay in and pitch to Mickey Mantle. A great deal of strain now also on the Dodger infield, for Mantle batting left-handed, and with 1 out and Bauer a fast man at third, there is always the possibility of a squeeze play, among other things. Mickey Mantle flied to left and hit the home run in the 4th inning. He is 5 for 16. At first base, Joe Collins. At third, Hank Bauer, 1 out. The Dodger infield is in double play depth. Ball 1. Fouled away and sticks in the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Collins at first, Bauer at third, 1 out, 1-1 to Mantle. One and 2. Bounce here, one-handed by Hodges, steps on first. They have Bauer hung up. Campanella throws low to Robinson, who digs it out, back to Campanella.
Campanella running him down, throws to Robinson, who makes the tag. And they get the double play. 3 to 2 to 5 to 2 to 5. And a great diving catch by Robinson, where Campanella had thrown it in the dirt, and Jack threw back to the plate while on his knees.
So, little-known facts category, you helped yourself in this game with a two-strike sacrifice bunt. In the sixth, Hank Bauer, who was always a very good World Series hitter, came through with a single. That gave you a little bit of breathing room at 2-0.
Yes, it did. I felt a little comfortable with 2 runs. I mean, you know, I still didn't want to screw it up, but it just prevented, like a 2-run homer would have tied it.
Now you're 2/3 of the way through. You've retired 18 straight. Is the notion of a perfect game beginning to set in?
No.
Not yet.
Nope. I knew I had a no-hitter. Every pitcher knows they're going to get a base hit off you. You know, that never bothered me. I didn't care about that. But that didn't set into me yet, no. I just wanted to continue doing a good job and keeping it close.
So you're thinking about winning the World Series game and putting your team up 3 games to 2.
Yeah, because we were 2-2, you know, and we still had to go to Brooklyn at least for 1, but we ended up playing 2. And that was a big game for us to put us ahead, you know, 3 games to 2. Gave us a little cushion going back to Brooklyn.
All right, looking for the edge in the series. The Yankees now lead the game 2-0 after the base hit by Bauer following the sacrifice by Larsen. And we move on to the 7th inning when we come back on the MLB Network.
Why watch TV on Saturday night? MLB Network.
Yankees 2, Dodgers nothing as we go to the 7th. Gilliam, Reese, and Snyder. And this, the 5th game of the World Series, has been the best played. Don Larsen has been brilliant through 6 innings. He has retired 18 men in a row. Gilliam 0 for 2 is 1 for 16. Strike 1. One and one. Fouled away off third. Larsen has consistently had the count his way, putting a great deal of pressure on the hitters. He has struck out 6 men. 4 of the 6 batters were caught looking. A 1-bouncer scooped out by McDougald, who makes his play. Reese was caught looking at a 3rd strike in the 1st inning and bounced out 2nd to 1st. He is 0 for 2 and 6 for 20. High foul back of the plate. Yogi has no play. Fly ball to center. Mantle is there. 2 out. Duke Snyder flied to right in the 1st inning, struck out looking in the 4th. 0 for 2 and 4 for 16.
Ball one. 2 out, bases empty in the 7th inning. The Yankees 2, the Dodgers nothing. High fly ball to left. Enos Slaughter is there. And that's it. Mr. Don Larsen, through 7 innings, has retired 21 men in a row. And so at the middle of the 7th inning, the score remains. The Yankees 2, the Dodgers nothing. The Yankees against Sal Magley will send up Yogi Berra, Enos Slaughter, and Billy Martin. Berra popped out to Pee Wee Reese in the 2nd inning and was robbed on a backhanded diving catch by Duke Snyder in the 4th. Berra 0 for 2 is 5 for 17. Ball one, Magley changeup. The paid attendance today, 64,519. Off the thumbs and a pop fly, Robinson on the line in foul ground for the out. Enos Slaughter, flied to left and walked, is 7 for 16 in the series. Last series Enos played in was 10 years ago, 1946. Fouls it away, 0-1. 46 was a great year for Enos Slaughter. He led the National League in runs batted in with 130. Find that fact and so many others in the Encyclopedia of Baseball. One and one. Ball two. Sal Magley has allowed 2 runs, 4 hits, struck out 2, walked 1. Fly ball to left. Amoros going back. Makes his play. 2 out. If you're not keeping score and you'd like to look ahead, when Larsen goes to the mound in the 8th inning, the Dodgers will send up Robinson, Hodges, and Amoros. Billy Martin has struck out and hit into a force play. He is 4 for 17. Ball one. One and one. Hot one to the hole and through. A base hit to left. Amoros up with it. Martin makes a big turn and holds on. With 2 out, Billy Martin singles to left. That is hit number 5 against Sal Magley and brings up Gil McDougall. McDougall bounced out third to first in the 3rd inning and hit a line drive in the 5th. Reese leaped in the air. The ball deflected off his glove, and then Pee Wee caught it again and threw to Hodges for the double play. McDougald 0 for 2 and 2 for 13. Ball 1. Changeup missed. Ball 2. Magley has not thrown many changes today. Ball 3. Ball 4. McDougald walks. Billy Martin advances to second base with 2 out. And Andy Carey comes to the plate. That is the second walk given up by Sal Magley. Andy Carey fouled out DeRoy Campanella in the 3rd inning and singled to center and eventually scored in the 6th. He is 1 for 2 and 3 for 11. Ball 1. In the Dodger bullpen, Don Besson heating up. One and one. Gil McDougald at first. Billy Martin at second. 2 out, last of the 7th. Yankees 2, Brooklyn nothing. Fouled away, 1 and 2. One and 2. A bouncing ball to Reese. Feeds over to Gilliam for the force on McDougald. For the Yankees in the 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit. 2 men left on. There were no errors. And so at the end of 7 innings, the Yankees 2, the Dodgers nothing.
What's great about MLB tonight is that you will see every big play.
All eyes here at Yankee Stadium are on Don Larsen as he goes to work in the 8th inning. He will pitch to Jackie Robinson, Gil Hodges, and Sandy Amorose. Two Dodgers came very close to getting base hits thus far. Robinson in the 2nd inning lashed a line drive that was deflected off Andy Carey's glove over to Gil McDougald, and Gil threw Jackie out. Gil Hodges in the 5th inning hit a line drive into left center that was backhanded by Mickey Mantle. And here we are in the 8th. Robinson is 5 for 16. Yankee bullpen now begins to stir around in deepest right center. Strike one. High foul, out of play. Larsen consistently has been able to get ahead of the hitters. Once again, he has to count his way 0-2 to Robinson. Jackie with something in his eye. A bouncer grabbed by Larsen. Makes his play. 1 out. Gil Hodges struck out in the second inning. And in the fifth, hit that bullet to left center. That was backhanded by Mantle. Gil 0 for 2, 7 for 16. Strike one. Again, Larsen getting that strike. One and one. That fastball was really jumping. 1 and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bouncer grab, trapped by Carey. He doesn't have to throw. Carey had dubbed the ball out, I believe. He caught it on a line and did not have to throw to first. So Hodges robbed. 2 down in the 8th inning as Andy Carey grabs that one right off his left ankle. The throw not necessary. Amoros has popped out and bounced out second to first. Sandy is 1 for 12. Strike one, and there it is again, that first strike. drive to right center, but Mantle is there. And thus far, we've seen the greatest pitching performance I've ever seen, where Don Larsen has retired 24 consecutive batters. For the Dodgers, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And at the middle of the 8th inning, the score, the Yankees 2, Brooklyn nothing.
Hey, I've got chicken just like the new Domino.
A standing ovation for Don Larsen. Don Larsen, as a batter, fouled out and sacrificed. It was an important sacrifice, for it got carried to second, where he eventually scored. Don was born in Michigan City, Indiana in 1929 and lives now in San Diego, California. So I imagine there are 2 cities in the United States just about coming to a standstill. Last of the 8th, 2-0 Yankees. Strike one. I imagine when the 9th inning comes, the nation will stop still. The Dodgers will have Perillo, Campanella, and Magley spot. 0-2. Down he goes. And everybody here at the ballpark is waiting to see him on the mound. That for Magley is his 3rd strikeout. Hank Bauer has popped to short, bounced out 3rd to 1st, and single to left. His single to left in the 6th drove in the 2nd Yankee run. Strike one. One ball, one strike. One-oneer. High drive down the left field line, beginning to hook. Go foul upstairs. One and two. Fouled away. Magley has allowed 2 runs, 5 hits, struck out 3 and walked 2. Foul tipped and held. Bauer strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Magley. 2 down, last of the 8th. Here's Joe Collins. Bounced out 3rd to 1st, struck out looking, and single to center. 1 for 3 today. and 3 for 15 in the series. Ball 1. Ball 2. In there, 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2. Fouled away again. Count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Last of the 8th, 2-0 Yankees. We'll be at Ebbets Field tomorrow. Airtime 12:45. Two and two. Down he goes, and Magley strikes out the side in the 8th inning. He now has 5 strikeouts. So at the end of the 8th inning, the score, the Yankees 2, the Dodgers nothing.
Why watch TV on Saturday night? MLB Network brings you...
All right, so the 60,000 plus at Yankee Stadium are sensing that they may be sitting in on history here. They give you a very appreciative ovation, and you're at bat in the 8th.
When I walked up there were some paper flying around down, made me more nervous, I didn't expect that. And I didn't do a very good job at the bat, but that wasn't my concern at that time.
Now, at this point, at this point, you're looking ahead to taking that ball in the 9th.
Oh, yes. Couldn't wait.
What was it like in the dugout? Did they give you the silent treatment? What was going on in the dugout?
They gave him the silent treatment.
After the 7th inning, Mickey came in from center fielder, and I was just lounging around. I caught him. I bumped him, and I said, "Mickey, look at the scoreboard. Wouldn't there be something? 2 more innings to go." And when I said that, the whole dugout got like a morgue. I sat at one end, and the rest of the guys sat there. It was like, if I'd have been on a teeter-totter, I'd have been whoop in the air. It was very uncomfortable. The only time I was happy when I was back on the mound. Nobody would say anything to me.
They wouldn't talk to you at all?
Nothing.
No, we didn't say a word.
So that was the superstition?
I guess it was.
And even among yourselves, not to him. Like you wouldn't say to Mickey or to Gil McDougall, "Hey, look what's going on here."
No, we didn't mention anything.
Well, I said to Mickey, I don't believe in jinxes. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That's the way I feel.
I caught a few of them going into late innings, then it never happened.
So here was Sal Magley, by the way, finishing up a great effort of his own. He struck out the side in the bottom of the 8th.
Right.
So he did a great job.
He was tough.
Scores 2-0.
2-0.
Now, here we go to the 9th, and there's a couple of concerns. Like we said before, this is a World Series game. This is a very good team. They've got Furillo, Campanella, and a pinch hitter coming up. One guy gets on base, the tying runs at the plate, so you got the game and the perfect game to think about. How does that affect how you call the inning?
No, we went right along. Well, we called what I thought was going best for him, and we used it.
I think a catcher's a manager on the field all the time. I don't care what club you're on. He knows what kind of stuff you got, if you got good control or bad, or the fastball's moving, or get the pitches over the plate where he'd like to have them. And I would have never done it if I didn't have such good control that day with Yogi.
All right, so now you walk to the mound in the 9th. I think, as Vin Scully put it, he said, Yankee Stadium is shivering in its concrete foundations.
Me too.
You're pretty nervous at that point.
My legs were shaking. There's one I didn't faint.
Okay, so you know you got Furillo and then Campanella. You don't know who the pinch hitter's going to be. What are you thinking about? You faced Furillo, obviously, twice. What are you thinking about going after him in the ninth?
Just do what I've been doing. Try to throw the ball where Yogi wanted it. Because we had success. You know, why mess it up now? I certainly didn't want to. And everything worked out pretty good so far.
What was the book on Campanella? How did you pitch to Campanella?
Well, we threw breaking balls, fastballs, whatever was working good. He mixed his pitches up good. I called him, and he got him over. That was the main thing. I think it surprised them too, him having that kind of control that day. He did. Anything I called, he got over, and then in the right spots.
The pinch hitter turns out to be Dale Mitchell. He's a guy who's a .312 career hitter. He's toward the end of his career at this point. He's a .312 career hitter, though, and he never strikes out. He struck out 119 times in almost 4,000 career at-bats. He never strikes out. So he settles into the batter's box. There he is. You're one out from winning the game. You also have to know at this point, you're one out from a place in baseball history that will never fade.
Oh, it's a wonder I didn't faint. I had a little break there. I think I went turned to center field, took my hat off, and I said, "Oh man upstairs, please get me through one more."
You must have known that Don was nervous, but you didn't go to the mound when Mitchell came to the plate.
I didn't.
I never talked to him the whole game.
Really? He never went to the mound once?
No.
No.
No,
he always sat on the other side. I always sat by the...
It was getting lonesome.
And never lonelier than in that ninth
Oh,
inning. You're standing on that bump, 64,000 people watching, millions more watching, the eyes of baseball history on you. You're all alone.
Well, it seemed like when Babe called strike three, it seemed like the world left my shoulders. You know, I could finally take a deep breath and, oh boy, it's over, finally.
Well, you know, look how long we've been playing this game. There's never been a no-hitter in the World Series, and he pitches a perfect one. So how good could it be? A lot of people ask me, well, what is one of your biggest thrills? The no-hitter.
Here we are 52 plus years later, still talking about it. So now, all of you folks settle in while Don Larsen and Yogi Berra take a look at the ninth inning as called by Vin Scully. Announcers worked solo then, so Mel Allen did the first half of the game, and Vinny is doing the second half of the game. Scully's just a young guy himself, 28, 29 years old. Here he is calling this momentous moment. Ninth inning, Furillo, Campanella, and Dale Mitchell. 3 outs from perfection for Don Larsen. Here it is.
Well, all right, let's all take a deep breath as we go to the most dramatic ninth inning in the history of baseball. The Dodgers will send up Carl Furillo, Roy Campanella, and then we'll see about Mangley's spot. The first man is Furillo. He has flied to right and popped out to second. 0 for 2 and 5 for 17. Foul back. And the crowd here at Yankee Stadium, 64,517, will be roaring on every pitch. 2. Ball 1. High foul off first. Collins coming over. He has no play. Another foul, twisting down the right field line, carrying back into the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carl Furillo. High fly ball to right. Hank Bauer is there, waiting. 1 out. Roy Campanella struck out looking and popped out to Billy Martin. He is 0 for 2 and 4 for 14. Line down the line, foul. Hitting the facade and coming back downstairs. 0-1. And the Dodger bullpen, grumbling and growling and waiting. Bouncer down towards Billy Martin. 2 out. I think it would be safe to say that no man in the history of baseball has ever come up to home plate in a more dramatic moment. That man is pinch hitter Dale Mitchell. Yankee Stadium shivering in its concrete foundation right now. Ball 1. 2 out in the 9th inning. The Yankees 2, Brooklyn nothing. But this ball game is right there on your screen, Mr. Don Larsen. Strike 1. And the crowd is roaring now, similarly to the day when Johnny Padres stood out there last year. But there is so much more at stake this afternoon. Fouled away just to increase the tension. Don Larsen pitches a perfect game, retiring 27 Dodgers in a row. And so hats off to Don Larsen. No runs, no hits, no errors, no walks, no base runners. The final score, the Yankees 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The Dodgers no runs, no hits, no errors, in fact, nothing at all. This was a day to remember, this was a ball game to remember, and above all, the greatest day in the life of Don Larsen, and the most dramatic and well-pitched ball game in the history of baseball. Mel, you've seen a lot of ball games. This one you can put in your ring and wear it for a long time.
Well, Benny, I've had the good luck of watching Johnny Vanderveer's second consecutive no-hitter over in Brooklyn. Allie Reynolds, 2 no-hitters in 1 season. I saw Virgil Truck's second no-hitter pitched against the Yankees in 1 season. I saw Bob Feller pitch a no-hitter against the Yankees here. Benny, I don't think you or I will ever see such a thing again.
No, I guess we can both say that we can go now.
And there it is, one of the most iconic photos in the history of sports. Don Larsen, moments after the perfect game. Yogi Berra leaping into his arms. You said you didn't speak during the whole game. He didn't waste any time getting to you when it was over.
Oh, no.
He got me good.
If I fit in his arms real good then.
Was your mind blank at that point, or were you thinking anything in particular?
Well, if it wasn't, it was after Yogi jumped on me, yes. Yes, it was. Sometime, nobody has to tell me, you know, what happened. I think about it every day, more than once, maybe several times.
Every day of your life?
Oh, yeah, and I ask myself every day, why, or did it ever happen? Sometimes I don't believe it happened, but I know it did. I know I was there. But it's a very good feeling. But I do that every day.
As Vin Scully said then, I mean, it was easy enough to surmise, even though you're only in your 20s, you're never going to have a better day than this, the greatest day in your life. Now, as you move up on 80, that is still the day that defines your entire life.
I'm glad I was part of a little bit of history, and it makes me proud. The thing that I think about often, I miss a lot of my fellow teammates, and even the Dodger, who are gone and left us not to be able to enjoy the participation and what they did, too, for the game. I think about that quite a bit.
A remarkable thing occurred at Yankee Stadium a few years ago where they commemorated the perfect game and they reenacted the last pitch and Don threw it and you caught it, and then you go upstairs and David Cohn goes and throws a perfect game.
Yeah, I threw the opening pitch to Yogi. You know, started off and I went over